Tiger Woods, the unexpected return. We thought we knew the ending. Tiger Woods was slowing down, picking his moments carefully, making appearances that felt more ceremonial than competitive. His body had been through more trauma than perhaps any champion in modern sports history. The narrative seemed settled, a graceful fade into legend. But Tiger has never been predictable, and just when everyone assumed his story was winding down, he did what he's always done. He changed the conversation overnight. The signs no one expected. Over recent weeks, something shifted. Unexpected interviews surfaced. Reports emerged from practice facilities. Whispers about swing speed improvements, distance gains, equipment adjustments that don't fit the profile of someone enjoying a quiet retirement. Industry insiders started talking about timelines and preparation cycles. They mentioned long-term plans stretching well beyond a few nostalgic appearances. This wasn't the language of farewell. This was the language of intention. When multiple respected voices in professional golf start connecting the same dots independently, you have to wonder, why now? The language changed. Here's what caught people off guard. Tiger hasn't been speaking like someone closing a chapter. He's been speaking like someone laying foundation. He's mentioned physical progress with careful but unmistakable confidence. He's referenced what his body can handle now, not just this month or this season, but years ahead. That's not how retirement sounds. That's how unfinished business sounds. And it sent shockwaves through a tour that thought it had already written his final act. The questions start mounting. Is Tiger Woods quietly building towards something in 2026? Is this a carefully orchestrated comeback, a reinvention of what elite competition looks like at this stage of a career, or something bigger than just playing golf again? Because when Tiger moves, the entire golf ecosystem shifts with him. Schedules change, expectations shift, the spotlight follows, and right now, that spotlight is growing brighter by the day. Maybe that's the real surprise. This isn't just about whether Tiger can still compete. It's about whether he's positioning himself to reshape professional golf one more time, without ever making a formal announcement. History tells us that when Tiger goes quiet, something significant usually follows. Why 2026? Matters to understand why this moment feels different. You need to understand the context. The PGA Tour isn't just rolling into another routine season. It's approaching a structural crossroads. Behind the scenes, schedules are being redesigned, priorities are shifting. The tour is still recalibrating its identity in a post-fracture landscape. Stability is the goal, but uncertainty remains. And historically, moments like these are when the biggest figures carry the most influence, especially one particular figure. Then there's Tiger himself. By 2026, he'll be in his early 50s, carrying a body that has survived surgeries and setbacks that would have ended almost anyone else's career. The conventional assumption was straightforward. Fewer appearances, symbolic tournament entries, maybe one or two emotional returns each year. Protect the legacy. Don't chase what the body can't deliver. That story felt settled, comfortable, predictable. That's exactly why what's happening now feels so jarring. The shift in narrative recent reports aren't asking if Tiger will disappear. They're asking what comes next. That's a subtle but crucial shift. Analysts and insiders aren't framing him as a ceremonial figure anymore. They're discussing timelines, preparation windows, whether selective competition could still be realistic. The conversation has moved from reflective to speculative. When the tone around Tiger shifts like that, it usually means the internal reality has already changed. Not long ago, expectations were deliberately low. Fans were told to be grateful for whatever they got. A major championship appearance here, a special event there, maybe a farewell moment everyone could agree on. Tiger as symbol, not threat. That narrative protected everyone, the tour, the fans, Tiger himself. But it also quietly closed the door on ambition. Now that door doesn't look nearly as closed as it once did. Real progress, real intent. It started quietly, as these things usually do. Not with press conferences or dramatic announcements, but with sightings and subtle confirmations. Tiger Woods swinging a club again, not symbolically, not tentatively, but with purpose. After a lengthy absence defined by injury setbacks and guarded optimism, footage and reports began surfacing that showed genuine progress. His balance looked more stable. His swing speed looked closer to his prime than anyone expected for a player whose health updates typically come wrapped in caution. This felt different, and that difference got people's attention. Then came the equipment discussions. And that's when things really escalated. Tiger has never been someone who speaks casually about distance or ball speed, especially not at this stage. Yet suddenly there were claims, carefully worded but unmistakable, about gains in efficiency, about his body responding better than anticipated. That's not nostalgia talking. That's data-driven confidence. And for someone supposedly winding down, those aren't the metrics you focus on unless you're measuring yourself against real competition. The insider whispers. Behind closed doors, the whispers grew louder. Insiders started floating timelines that extended beyond a single season. Not promises, but possibilities. Not guarantees, but scenarios. Competitive golf, selective schedules. Preparation cycles that only make sense if the goal is to actually contend, not just participate. The most telling part wasn't what was said publicly. It was how seriously these predictions were being treated by people who understand how Tiger operates. This wasn't wishful thinking or fan speculation. This was informed analysis. That's why these moments can't be dismissed as isolated incidents. A practice video here, a distance claim there, a carefully placed comment about readiness on their own, they're easy to brush aside. Together they form a pattern, a direction. This doesn't look like a retired legend enjoying the game casually. It looks like someone methodically testing boundaries, gathering data, and measuring how much opportunity still exists. Because Tiger has never done anything randomly, and if these moves are intentional, then the rumors aren't just speculation anymore. They're signals. The tour is paying attention. What's become crystal clear over recent weeks is that Tiger Woods doesn't need to announce anything to command attention. A single update, a brief video clip, one carefully chosen sentence, that's all it takes for the entire PGA Tour ecosystem to shift its focus. No other player, past or present, still possesses that kind of gravitational pull. And as the rumors around 2026 grow louder, the tour isn't just watching from the sidelines, it's listening intently. Inside tour leadership, even the smallest Tiger developments carry disproportionate weight. His schedule influences event calendars. His availability affects tournament profiles. His involvement changes conversations about priorities, exposure, and long-term strategy. This isn't favoritism, this is reality. When Tiger is relevant, the tour benefits. And when he's potentially relevant again in a meaningful way, planning becomes significantly more complex. You don't ignore a variable this powerful, especially during a period of structural transformation. The commercial reality. Then there's the business side, where the reaction has been immediate. Sponsors monitor Tiger updates like market indicators. Television partners know precisely what his presence does to viewership numbers. Social media engagement spikes the moment his name trends for legitimate reasons. Even speculative headlines about Tiger outperform confirmed results from current stars. That's not a criticism of today's elite players. It's a reminder of how singular Tiger's impact remains. Attention follows him instinctively, and the tour understands this completely. Compare that to the modern landscape. The PGA Tour has exceptional talent everywhere, major champions, consistent winners, compelling personalities, but none of them reshape organizational priorities overnight. None of them trigger contingency planning with a single rumor. Tiger does. Because his return isn't just about competition, it's about narrative, relevance, and momentum. He doesn't join the story, he becomes the story. The complicated question. That's where the real tension emerges, because the tour now faces a question it didn't expect to revisit this soon. If Tiger is coming back in any capacity, what does that actually look like? Is he a selective contender, choosing moments strategically? A part-time competitor who still alters the balance of major events? Or something even more influential, a power broker shaping the tour's future from within? The answer isn't clear yet, but the fact that the question is being asked again tells you everything you need to know. Multiple paths forward. At this point, Tiger Woods' future no longer feels like a single path. It feels like multiple possibilities converging. One option is a limited competitive return, carefully selected events, controlled preparation, realistic expectations, not a full-season grind but meaningful golf on his own terms. Another path points towards selective major championship appearances, where experience, course knowledge, and mental fortitude still matter more than volume. These wouldn't be farewell gestures. They'd be calculated choices, and that alone transforms how we think about what comes next. Then there's the possibility that might matter most in the long run, a strategic leadership role that extends beyond scorecards and leaderboards. Tiger has already demonstrated his willingness to shape the tour from behind the scenes, influencing its structure, direction, and stability during turbulent times. If he chooses to combine selective competition with quiet authority, his impact could extend far beyond his own tournament results. That wouldn't be a comeback in the traditional sense, it would be an evolution, and evolutions tend to last much longer than moments.